All right, ladies and gents, welcome. We've got 8 players, we've got 8 kings, and it's about to get crazy. We are playing hyper random here, not mega random. It's not the craziest generation in terms of resources, but I did notice that each player started with a princess. There is Princess Yodit. I believe they should also have kings, though. So, Princess Yodit, and then, yes, the king for each player. We are playing with the King Boom mod, so the kings do explode. I don't think that the princesses explode, but I don't actually know. Let's get our introductions in here. In the teal, we have Technogore. Technogore playing as the Persians. Here in the gray, we have Sir Walrus, who's playing as the Vietnamese. In the orange, we have the Wyandots, who this is their first community game ever. They said they have never played an online game, or was it them who said they've never played an online game? I believe it was this individual who basically was very terrified and worried about how things should go. So I will keep an eye out on orange. I like to root for players like this, and so far, it starts looking pretty solid. In the yellow, we have Binary Hood, who's been around for a while. Should have some experience as the Turks. In the purple, we have Fanira, who's playing as the Bohemians. In the green, we have Cav, who is playing as the Bengalis, and ironically has a civ without Cav. Okay, no one's going to laugh. And then in the blue, we've got the Maple Chief. Maple Chief playing as the Italians. And then last but not least, we have the first legend this channel ever had. He resubbed to my channel for 81 months earlier. And he's been around long enough to know how to bring in boars. Good old Snippy, just so obsessed with sniping. And he just got his own villager sniped. And we caught it. Oh, man, right there on the intro, too. Sheesh. Oh, I feel bad. Anyways, Snippy's been around a long time, and he loves to snipe. Technogore must have screwed up the chat. Technogore also saw that. And Technogore complained about the princess, says she just take up pop, though. Red, your Vil boar. Oh, shit, 1 second. In that delay, forgot about stream. Oh, yeah, we're like 3 minutes behind, and I guess Technogore started to hear me do the intro. Did Technogore delete the princess, by the way? I think Technogore deleted her. he said this unit doesn't do anything for me except take up pop space. Get rid of her. I'm pretty sure she's dead. I don't know where she died, but I'm not seeing anything. Okay. I mean, you could scout with her, and that could be pretty valuable. But we'll see how that works out for Technogore after slaying the princess. It's pretty ruthless stuff. Sir Walrus, now, has been around a long time, and also probably would have seen the chat that they all had in the Discord at the start, where Orange said never used in-game chat, never really played online. And so Sir Walrus is reaching out directly to Orange. Now, to do this, you need to go to the chat settings. You need to change your chat settings. That stuff is annoying, and that stuff is difficult. So, you know, it is possible here, possibly, that Orange won't really be the best at that. But Orange says, yes, please. And Orange, I think, very much needs a friend. And Sir Walrus has been around long enough to really offer that companionship. Now, I've just noticed something, guys. So hyper random changes the amount on each resource. So this boar only had 150 food, for example. This berry bush, 386 food. The gold tile is 330. And does capture rate show this? Does this actually work for hyper random, I wonder? Let me look at some of these other gold tiles. That's 400. That's 400. I actually would have to ask Capture Age. I'm not sure how it really brings this up, but the amount of resources on the map, I'm guessing it doesn't fit. What's here? Like, isn't 60,000 gold a lot? I guess there is a lot of stone, too. Anyways, I don't really know if this is accurate here around the minimap, but it is just important to note that it doesn't seem like there's actually that much gold. So, I did notice one other thing. I noticed that green did not ally, green did not ally, or yellow did not ally green, rather. And I don't know why that is, but it seems like Binary Hood just doesn't want to ally green, or maybe forgot. But we have tons of time to see how things develop here and what the chatter looks like. My big focus will be Snippy. Will this be 2024 Snippy? Or will this be like 2020 Snippy? Because there was years and years and years where Snippy would just get into a game, he wouldn't Diplo at all, and he would just go around trying to kill people, and he would never win. And recently, meaning the last year or two, he actually teams with people, he does Diplo a bit, and he actually goes for a standard Diplo approach. I think his reputation, though, will make people not trust him. Maple Chief says, red, green, just to you. Are you lovely neighbors? Purple and yellow are friends. Snippy now asking about a team with blue and green.
Yes.
And Techno continues to chat only to themselves here. Which I really hope goes on the whole game, honestly. This whole time, Techno has been so chatty, and the messages, for whatever reason, are not getting to anyone. Oh my god, he says it's 5 a.m. and I have to get ready for work momentarily. Oh, shoot. What time's he got to get into work? Like 7 or 8 a.m.? That's wild. Okay. Well, the clock is ticking. I guess Technogore stayed up all night for community games. And really dedicated. I've noticed there's a lot of cliffs on this map, which could mean it gets awkward for trade later on. I kind of like cliffs. I think cliffs are an underrated aspect of maps that I'd like to see in more maps, personally. Pretty big map here. I wonder if you could go in here, for example, build a bunch of towers. I don't know if it lets you cross through there. I'm guessing you cannot walk through there. Yellow just realizes that green wasn't, he wasn't allied with green and fixes that. And, you know, we're just kind of booming up here, guys. Nothing too much else to talk about. Seems like a pretty friendly game. And, oh, I like this. First community game ever. Pro Diplo strategies. Wyan says, Yellow, I sent you a buffalo. You know what that reminds me of? Do you guys remember the game where a really strong player gave a weak player a gift of a couple buffaloes? It was like, hey, here's a gift. And the guy said, no thanks, and just rejected the gift. And then the person who rejected the gift got killed. That was so funny. I was like, you don't reject the gift. It's like bottom score guy rejecting the gift of the top score guy with this massive base. That was so funny. And then he, like, it just gave him a reason to kill him. Sir Walrus says, oh god, Snippy's encastled. Yeah, so old Snippy, regardless of Civ, would just drop a castle, make petards, make archers, and go kill kings. But this is reformed Snippy. Snippy is a new man now. And I just remember that original Snippy game. I mean, the commentary is probably rough. I haven't listened to it. But I still remember the game. And it looked like Snippy was down and out. And he showed up with transports and trebs and archers and killed so many kings in that game. It was such a fun game. That was so long ago, man. So, I don't know how long all of you viewers have been watching, right? But I know most of you weren't around when Snippy was. I actually used to have a problem where when I would host community games, we couldn't fill a lobby. These days, I've got people like, oh, rigged, oh, it's so freaking rigged, you know, just like rioting, right? Because like everyone wants in, people, I haven't been it for years, you know. But like back then, I didn't actually do community games because I would just do the community games with the same like 7 people. And we couldn't fill a lobby. We couldn't get people. That was a long time ago. Kind of a good problem to have for me, I guess, now that we've just got so many people. Now, again, Princess, I do not believe offers any value. Maybe some emotional support. I don't know. But I think if you lose your Princess, you are still completely fine. You could maybe use it as a fake. You know, send it into someone's base, fake him out a little bit. But it is cool that they started with Princess Yodit. It cannot attack with the Princess either, so. But I don't know, maybe it'll be utilized in some capacity. Again, though, Teal, I'm pretty sure, killed his princess the first time he got the thought. So there's only 7 princesses on the map. Yeah, the little 30+ heart is just the regeneration rate. All units will actually have that in Capture Age now, which is kind of cool. I think the best civ in this, for this type of game, it might be the Bohemians. Purple's got a really nice civilization. Nice little arena here. Bengalias could be fantastic as well. I really like their elephants long term. Vietnamese have fantastic late game. I mean, all these civs actually have great late games in their own way. I would say maybe the Malay might be the weakest late game. But even then, it's like, if the gold runs dry, you can just spam infantry. Your elephants are really cheap. You've got good archers. You've got good siege. Good enough siege, so... And wow, now Orange says sending you a buffalo. So Orange is friends with Gray, has sent Yellow a buffalo, and is now sending Purple a buffalo. So Purple receives a buffalo. I like this strategy. Buffalo Diplo. It's not Buffalo Dip, guys. Everyone likes a good Buffalo Dip, but did you know about Buffalo Diplo, right? I feel like it's valuable because at this point, farms is kind of the main focus. So, you know, it's not like the buffalo really helps them, but it's a sign of some level of generosity, right? Someone says must be nothing American. You've never had buffalo dip, buffalo chicken dip? Oh, it's amazing. It's incredible. It's, you know, it depends who makes it, of course. But I'm a big buffalo chicken dip guy. Snippy dropping a castle. And Teal still thinking that they're talking to somebody. Talking only to themselves. And says, Snippy wants that petard castle, huh? Because of Snippy's reputation. Guys, question for you. Do you think Teal will ever realize that no one's getting these messages? I like to envision an individual just talking to a mirror in these moments. And it brings me such great joy, you know? The game doesn't make it really all that intuitive. The chat settings really suck, but it's just so funny. Look at Maple Chief says, if anyone wants to frolic, my queen is in the middle having a great time. Ah, frolicking queens. How nice. Plaro, thanks for the 2 years, man. Thank you for the 2 years with Prime. Sorry I missed it. So, let's double check. No one's extremely behind. We do have some players in the 70s. That would be Snippy and Technogore. The other players in the 50s and 60s with Vills. Blue says, are all commie games this quiet lull? And Purple says, normally not. And now finally Teal speaks up and says, is okay, man. I'm talking enough for you too. Well, this is the first time they saw you speak. But it's good to know that Teal can actually speak to others. And maybe those two will end up being friends. I think they're... Oh, God. I think they both have reasons to be worried about Snippy. Snippy is making petards, guys. Do we still have the petard emote? We still should have the petard emote, right? If not, we need to add it again. We had it at one point. Now that there's more slots, but like Snippy clearly thinking about like exploding somebody. The worry though is his king is in there, so he doesn't want to lose that. Yeah, so we don't have the petard emote, but we have the snipe emote. The snipe is very underrated in my opinion, but I'm also not a chatter on my own stream, so maybe it's not. Well, this is kind of reformed from Snippy. He still wants to kill people, but he doesn't want to kill them as quickly. That is like some form of mercy. Maybe. And, yeah, again, we're just kind of hanging out. But Snippy's the only one who's really seemingly interested in attacking somebody. And guys, everyone is allied with Snippy. This is what he takes advantage of. So he likes to look and say, ah, one flag. Ooh, okay. And so he will know that that is likely the king that's in there. It looks like Teal did fix some of those chat settings, though. I'm still not sure I trust this stat here that Capture Age brings us around the mini-map. Because I wonder how Capture Age gathers the information. Does Capture Age think about how many gold tiles there are? Well, no, that might not be true, because when some gold is taken from a tile, it does automatically update. So I haven't asked them if it works for something like Hyper Random. Maybe we should trust that. It probably is accurate. Because I thought for a second it would just say, okay, there's X amount of tiles and multiply that by 800, but that shouldn't be true if it's going down like this. Okay, you want me to zoom out and double click all the gold? Okay, we got this. 51,000. Yep, that's exactly what it is. All right. There we go, chat. So that can be trusted. Good to know. Gray says, apparently my princess likes your town. And Technogore says, yes, but I like her too. Whoa. He says, my queen died in mysterious circumstances. Wouldn't it be something else? What if you could convert that? Like, if you could be like, hey, could you just put me on neutral real quick and I just convert her to my side? You could do... Dude, since the queen is pretty much... or the princess, excuse me. Since the princess is kind of useless, you could marry off your queen... princesses as a form of alliance. Yo! That's a great idea! Or you could princess swap. I don't know. Anyways, I mean, she's in there. She's in there. Clearly, this is an alliance. And, oh, Gray says, want to marry her and form an alliance. Ed Techno says, want to be allies, trade, and Gray, you are a psychic, man. Words into my mouth. All right. There we go. And Gray says, Wyan is friendly, can be trusted. Remember, Orange has been very silent. Orange has actually done a great job economically, though. Like, normally when a player's like, I haven't played before, or I've never really done chat settings, I also assume that some aspects of their gameplay is going to struggle. This is some solid play. We've got trades starting already from the corners. We've got TCs everywhere. #1 in Vil count right now. But guys, let's not forget Snippy. It's starting to look awfully suspicious over here. Crossbows, and then a castle with petards. So do we have to kill both kings or just one, asking for a friend? Well, Vanira, the one is a princess. If this was your first game, it would be confusing, I guess. We've already found out that you can lose the princess and nothing happens. Technogore did delete his. And there was no explosion, so... But they might not know that, so they might try and keep the princess alive. And there's no reason to really get rid of her unless you're Teal and you're just an animal and say, oh, she costs pop space. Oh, this useless unit. Ugh. You know, have a heart, Technogore. Have a heart. Imp is on the way here for Yellow, who is bottom score right now. But don't let that fool you with Yellow. Yellow's been around a long time. Has supported the stream a long time, has probably watched a lot of games, a lot of videos, and understands the tricks of the trade. Being bottom score is not necessarily a bad thing, as long as you have some good allies and a plan for the future. So, a little bit of advice. If you are going to try and be sneaky, maybe don't have your sniping party gathering out in the open. Purple is clearly planning to snipe somebody. If anyone were to just look over here, would be like, what's that for? But there's been no comment yet from the others as to what this could be for. No one has inquired. Jason, what's up? Welcome. All right. Let's talk about Snippy for a second. See, he formed alliances. He always allied people in the past, but he actually reached out to people. Now, I forget who. But he has these petards. And his name is Snippy. So, you know, it really isn't to be trusted, I would say. But he might not make his move for a while. Looks like he's building up his base. Looks like he's walling. These are all things that people do when they are going to play a long-term game.
Yes.
I will say, you want to trade, though. And if you are in the trade route, you're actually generally a bit safer because people don't want to attack where their trade is. So the fact that Snippy is walling up and not trading with the others is a bad sign for him. And maybe in the north, these guys. So we might have, like, trade from the north to the east. And then from the west to the south. God, there's a lot of castles. There's so much stone on this map. Oh my goodness. There's still 46k stone remaining on the map. I will say trading this way is going to be pretty tough because of the cliffs and the wood. Like, it's going to be a bit mazy over here. But still doable. Good question. Someone says, can you see inside of what your allies... Can you see inside of your allies' castle? No, you can't. So you can't click the castle and see what's in there. You can only see the flags from the outside, right? So anyways, Orange shows up, says, hey, I'm sorry if I've missed any chat. How's it going, friendos? It has been a rather quiet game compared to other community games. Looks like Purple's going to reach out to Green, see about some friendship there. I mean, they need to trade together. That would make sense. So far, Green is kind of walled up and been defensive. Teal says, to everyone, you, me, and Gray are allies, plus whatever secret deals you guys made. And yeah, that's all I know. How... In whatever way, like, how is that helpful for you to say that? I feel like that's not a great thing to say. Anyways, Snippy actually turns on Technogore. And here comes Snippy. And Technogore says, thanks, Snippy. And I guess sees this attack, and he says, I need to get ready for work soon. Oh! That's true. He did say he has to be at work soon. Is he just happy about the fact he's getting cooked right now? Well, I mean, he's losing Vils. He declares war on Snippy. There's no army. Gray's princess is now hoping to go back to her land. Snippy drops a heart, which isn't received by the enemy because he's focusing on the attack. And we'll see what Teal does, but he did say he's got to go to work. So does this mean he's just going to just happily toss his king towards Snippy's base right now, or what? That was my thinking was, I mean, he doesn't seem to be upset he's being attacked. He's not letting anyone else know he's being attacked. If someone in Exploding Kings tells you, oh, thanks, I gotta go, that normally means there's going to be an explosion of some kind. And we'll see Teal's king is on the move. But Snippy is making progress here. Snippy is looking for that king right now because he knew it was in this TC, remember? So he's probably looking for it, and he's going to get to the TC. He's not going to see anything. This might mean he researches treason at some point. The Gray is actually dangerously close to this king now, and obviously shouldn't kill it if the explosion could happen. I am very confused by Technogore. I don't fully understand. He says, I don't require assistance. Play to benefit yourself. Okay, so he's like, don't help me. I'm fine. He's letting the others know he doesn't need help. So they can just let him die. Snippy researched treason. Would have seen the king was somewhere near Gray's base. And here goes Teal now. He may remember that Snippy had castles in these areas. So to me, it seems like he's going to try and make it to Snippy's base, but it's going to be a pretty difficult task. By the way, I never saw Green respond to Purple when Purple reached out. So Green, how you doing, buddy? Top left. Green never responded. So I think, like, you know, what's essentially happening right now is Purple needs a friend. Teal is running over towards Green or Purple. And he says, I don't require anything. Are you just going to randomly kill someone on this side right now? I've never seen someone just never defend themselves or even garrison. Okay, he declares war on a bunch of people. And now he's trying to head towards someone's base. Here goes the king. And I guess he's gonna... Does green see this? Like, what does green even do here? What does green even do here? We've got teal now slaloming this way. By the way, if you keep them on ally in these situations, you could still, like, see what's up here. He did actually ally them again. I don't know who noticed this. Snippy noticed it. He has Vils over here. He's actually going to block the king. He says, watch out. And they're talking, like, purple's talking about taking a shot at green because green didn't respond. Here comes Technogore. I don't know exactly where Technogore is going. Green sees this. It's now going to wander into blue's base. Teal says, nice awareness, green, because he sees green notices it. So he's like, okay, green has passed the test. Green has passed the test. He doesn't deserve to die. What about blue? Is blue going to be aware? Oh, no. Not the Maple Chief. And now the king is dead. So this could kill green as well. This could kill blue and this could kill green. Green, I think, noticed. So he's leaving with his army. But you can't forget your king. Blue notices and says, shit, shit, shit. And his king is running. Blue might survive. Green, in all his awareness, will die. Wait! What? Look at the king standing there with his little umbrella. What the? Oh my god. How on earth did green survive that? It was like right to the top. The king barely survives. I'm not even sure how that's possible. And so no one has died. And blue says, 'tis but a flesh wound. And green, I'm sure, is scrambling to realize what exactly just happened there. What in the world? Well, I mean... Technogore had some interesting plays here. Also, you know... Technogore, showing up in my Twitch chat 2 minutes before your king dies as well wasn't my favorite thing ever. It was not the biggest spoiler because obviously we did kind of see the direction things were going. But I'm actually, you know what I have to say? I'm just really happy that nobody died to that. If Snippy died, I would get it. If these two died, I would have felt bad. So now these two can maybe bond over the very traumatic experience that life is. And now purple is a little annoyed at green for not responding earlier. And purple's going to make a move. Imagine getting your king, your base shellacked by a boom like that, and now being attacked by someone. Not a great time. Also, who wins this matchup? I've never seen these two units face off. It is the battle of the immovable object and the unstoppable force. Looks like the wagons are winning it. I guess the wagons have higher armor? And they also have higher attack? A good thing for purple is going to push down the castle. Yellow is here in support, though. So there's a Hussar meat shield. So the Hussars from yellow certainly going to tilt this purple and yellow's direction. Green just got boomed by a random king and is now getting 2v1 by Hussars and Hussite wagons. Not a great spot to be in here for green. And, you know, to think that if green would have responded to purple, maybe green would have been in this team is pretty wild, right? Walrus and Snippy are currently fighting, by the way. There's some action happening over there. The fight seems to be happening more towards the corner than anything. Let's see, maybe where the king was from Walrus got attacked by Snippy at one point, and the king's now on the move. But progress is being made here. Guys! Don't comment in my chat if you're still in the game, people! Alright, everyone smile in the chat, please. Thank you. We got blue now turning. Blue declaring war, and he's going to support green again. I don't know if they were planning on being the best of friends, but they certainly are dead king buddies now, and Cav is dead. Cav... Oh my god, Blue could die again, and now Blue's gonna run away again! What a life for Maple Chief. It was a flesh wound before. Oh god, he just made all these castles. Oh no, not again. Oh, not again. Oh, his base. His base. Oh, oh no. And he says me again. Cav says my bad. It's all good, dude. I mean, I knew you were going to die. I should remind people before the stream. It's all good. We have a couple minute delay, so there's no stream cheat. So these people will die and immediately come back to the stream and want to speak up. So I don't really know how this game's going to go, but I could tell you that Blue's in trouble. Blue is in a bad spot. It's one thing to get your king boomed by one person, but there he just got his king boomed again. Then also, that was his ally. That was his friend. And you know what his other choice is? This guy. The guy who's known to not really be trustworthy at all. So, it could be a problem. We'll see if maybe Blue can use some Diplo to get out of this. But I'm still wondering what Teal's going to do. Like, Teal has built a ton of towers. And guys, this isn't a rule we really mention that much. But old community game rule used to be, if someone starts to build up massive amounts of bombard towers, they immediately get focused. Just because of how hard it can be to stop. I don't think anyone's aware that that's happening, though. Someone says orange, not teal. Did I say the wrong color? I'm sorry. I haven't had any caffeine in, all streams, so maybe I'm starting to get tired here. Well, Vietnamese are just ridiculous. These elephants are chunky as can be, 420 HP. Snippy's doing the right thing to try and convert them, but that's a lot of work. If I had to choose gray or red in this fight, I would definitely choose gray just because of the army comp. And then also, orange is going to be here in support. So I don't know, guys. Like, blue seems kind of screwed. Blue doesn't really have friends. Purple and yellow are an alliance. And then gray and orange are an alliance. So, I guess that would leave blue and red to be friends, Snippy and Maple Chief, but they don't really have the time to figure that out. And I think both of those two will unfortunately go down very soon here. Now, for the first time, though, I think we actually will have a situation where people who are about to die may use their king on someone who's attacking them. Technogore just decided to go for a stroll. I think Cav died accidentally. And no, as I say that, blue dies. Okay, blue's king actually died back there. So yellow's hussars get the kill. And I think blue was trying to chat. And he said so many effing menus. He was trying to go through the Diplo settings or the chat settings, and his king was out in the open. So blue's base will explode for a third time. Blue, we salute thee. The fact that you said GG, that was fun, is wild, because that felt like a miserable experience for you. But I'm glad you had fun. Blue, if you had fun with this one, I'm sure if you play another game, it'll be way more fun for you. Because this one was just horrible. I feel really bad for you. It seemed like he was having a great time. All right. So now Snippy's going to make a move with his king, right? Because the other two, yellow and purple, are also going to go for Snippy. Snippy's obviously the next target. And purple says, going into red, the war must go on. I mean, if I were Snippy, I would maybe try and take out gray. Oh my... Freaking Snippy. How does he always have a sneak? Snippy's got this sneaky little army here. He still has to run away with his king. See, Snippy, he comes from the days of before Exploding Kings, where you had to be sneaky. Yo, Cap, thanks for the gifted sub. Sorry I got a little loud about the whole stream thing, but I hope you understand for obvious reason. You were the second person in the same game, which is why I called it out. Does Gray notice this? I think Gray notices this. We see some elephants here. And Snippy has very little remaining. And maybe Snippy's going to be forced to make a run for it. I don't know. It does really feel like there's just too much work to do to get Gray out of this game. As Snippy was also spotted by a couple units from Orange. And that's going to be the end there for Snippy's little sniping force. And so he's got to make a run for it. This has been a fast one. Like, we are about to have 4 people remaining in a game. It really hasn't taken that long at all. I guess we are still an hour in game, but... Well, Snippy's going to try and make a run for it when everyone's against him. Gray's king is not too far away from the border of his base. So if Snippy were to die anywhere close to any of these castles, this could be really good. Sir Walrus just researched treason, so he's looking for the king location. The king is actually here. Snippy probably doesn't know exactly where Sir Walrus is, and Snippy goes down. Now, by my estimation, I think Gray would actually be okay. And yeah, he's on the move. Gray noticed it. And Orange is also just barely going to be okay. Purple just asked Yellow, how is your army? And it's possible that the army will actually die to this explosion. Big explosion going off, and boom. Yellow's army is not so okay anymore. So that's kind of the point of Exploding Kings. Someone gives you a hard time, then you can kind of make them pay. We now have 4 people remaining, but this is weird, right? Because it's like, typically, you're working with sides, but these guys are actually all trading to the same corner. This is very rare that you have this. Because clearly, from what we know, Yellow and Purple will fight together, and then they're going to go against Orange and Gray, but like... Then, if Yellow and Purple turn on Orange, they lose their trade. These guys are pumped. I love how buddy-buddy these guys are. Sir Walrus, he's not in near as good a spot as Orange is, though. And let's actually check stockpiles real quick. Yeah, Orange with a casual 20k gold in the bank. I guarantee you as well that Orange bought a lot of stone for these bombard towers. So, yeah, it's a little try-hard. But basically, if you have endless supply of gold with trade, you could buy stone nonstop at the market and build tons of towers. And bombard towers are really strong. Like in the past, we used to have a mod which would require bombard towers to take up pop space. So it would be like, I think it was half pop space or 1 pop space per tower. That way there would be a downside. But if there's not pop space, building 30 of them or 50 of them is insane. It does feel like, though, Orange is about to be doubled, and there might not be immediate support from Gray. Because Gray just lost a lot of that base, right? Was in a heavy conflict with Snippy for a while. Not easy to have a great economy. And I think they're about to make their move here. Say what you want about the Malay and how good they are when resources run low. But, you know, if you have endless amounts of gold, it's not really the civilization that you feel too strong with. Turks, on the other hand, Bohemians, on the other hand, with golds, can do crazy things. And they're going to make a move now. Let's see how long these towers stay up. It feels like with this many Hoofnitsa, the towers are going to get picked off one by one here. And Yellow and Purple possibly in a position to get us around. It seems like Orange wants to fight Purple, but not Yellow. I think Orange still feels like maybe Yellow is a friend and has been completely taken off guard here and hasn't changed these guys to enemy yet. So turning on someone early and making the move, especially when there's thousands of people watching, especially when it's your first community game, it can get to a player. And it did there. The bombard towers will now start to fire on some of the units. Looks like Purple and also Yellow are Orange's enemies now. But Gray's going to need to be here quick, or Orange isn't going to be around for much longer. I don't know. Like, what do you even make as Malay? I think you make elephants. Cheap elephants. That might be your best unit. Like, Karambits are cheap, but they do die very quickly to the wagons here. So God, this group of wagons has 150 kills. It's crazy. Watch for Gray. Gray, why not join me in perp? Binary Hood. Just trying to be like, hey, listen, pal. We're going to take Orange down. Then you just join us. It'll be much better for you. It might be a convincing deal. But I don't think Gray's really thinking about that right now. I think Gray is just trying to reboom. Like, Sir Walrus's eco was never in the greatest of shape before those attacks earlier. Gray says sorry for what? I don't even know if Sir Walrus knows Orange is being attacked. Orange never told him. Yellow immediately responds and at least implies like this is to take out Orange because Orange is top score and all that. I agree with what Ryect in my chat says. Like, if Gray takes the deal, Gray is still just going to be killed by them. So I think it makes sense for Gray to fight for his ally here. But you could tell that the panic is real right now for Orange, and he never really spoke up or let Gray know that he needed help. And Purple now is kind of like, they're both kind of expecting some type of reaction. And they're not seeing any type of reaction from Gray either. But he is going to turn now on Gray, which is just kind of to be expected. Oh, wait a second. Gray was trying some sneaky stuff. Gray had some Cav Archers around. Ooh. Oh! Gray was trying to sneak into their base with Cav Archers and Trebs, which I completely missed. Oh, that would have been epic. And I think Purple was on to him, and Purple spotted that. And now Gray is here in defense. And look what these chonkers can do! What's better, a big wooden wagon or a big chunky elephant? I'm taking the chunky elephant all day. Those elephants are amazing. 420 HP is no joke. And they've got like 16 attack as well. I don't think there's any other crazy moves being made right now. Do have just some random rams down here from yellow. But Sir Walrus here to save the day. And oh my goodness, it's an elephant stampede. We've also got cheap elephants now from Orange. Oh wow, that's a lot of bombard cannons there, yellow. Oh man. I think he might have made too many for up against elephants. It's gonna be tough to kill elephants with these. What's he have? 20 of them. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. He wasn't expecting elephants. No. No, and Purple's not here. Purple's distracted. Oh, the little men on their little bombard cannons. And Gray's is Chonker's OP. Listen to the chonk. Listen to it. Oh my goodness, this is insane. I like how we went from no elephants to all the elephants. What in the world? 200 elephants. This is crazy. Well, Turks can't really do much against elephants. That's a big weakness. Actually, Heavy Scorpion is a really good idea. The Bohemians could make Halb. It doesn't seem like that's something Purple has prioritized this game at all. But Monks, and then Halbs, and then Scorpions. Those are kind of your best options against elephants. There is one yellow Hussar here. And he's slowly killing the trade. Just pay attention to it. Slowly. Wait for it. Wait for it. Pop. Yeah, so that'll take some time, but eventually, meaning in like, I don't know, 10,000 years, that will kill all the trade. Yellow's running right now. And so far, they haven't really found an answer to this. Orange says, I'll throw elephants at castles and you take out the units. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. And I wonder if yellow feels like he's dead right now and needs to do something to save his teammate. Because I'm seeing a potential sign of desperation here. Which could mean yellow makes a run for it and tries to sneak in towards orange's base while orange doesn't expect it. The scorpions need to be in a big ball and they need to be grouped up, ideally with the meat shield in front. Yellow, of course, trying. Is yellow going to try and chop the trees here? Let's see. I bet you yellow's building the lumber camp and has tasked the villagers to chop that tree. He's Turks, right? He cannot onager cut. Yo! Let's go! Let's go, yellow. I don't know if this is going to work, but this is an epic attempt. I love that thinking. It's going to take some time. And the longer it takes, the more the others will start to get suspicious, right? You start to think, will they, commit their king towards us? And if you're thinking that, you need to research treason. Like, treason is a must research. Oh, man. Oh, man, that's just going to take so much time. Castles are still falling. Purple has not been informed, by the way. Yellow has not said anything to him. I think they're just too caught up in the heat of the battle. Orange didn't even have full attack upgrades for the first part of the attack. Has them now. What's the tree at? Oh my goodness, 50 wood. Ugh, he's halfway there. Okay. Again, if you're making this much progress in an Exploding Kings game and it feels like you can never lose and your opponent can never win, you might start thinking, are they up to something? But I think this is where having the queen could be really helpful. Like, if your queen is running around, they might catch a glimpse of that, or even the flag, and think that that is where the king is. And there's halbs now from purple, too. So halbs and scorpions could start to help. Gray says they're desperate. Sir Walrus has been around a long time. And the king is about to have a way through, guys. The tree has been chopped. Okay. So the hussars need to be in front because the hussars need to tank whatever tower or arrow fire it is. And if you're really trying to kill orange, you have to get as deep into his base as possible. He just researched treason. Now the enemies will hear that, but he knows how far he has to go now. And so here he comes with hussars. That's a lot of bombard towers. That's going to be really tough. Oh man. But it's not perfectly accurate. The Great Escort, guys. The Great Escort. Orange is running. I think Orange noticed it. Or at least he knows to move his king because treason was researched. He moved it a bit further. This is Orange's point of view right now. Oh! King almost got hit. Yellow's still moving. Yellow's losing his entire base. He's made it pretty far here. He's made it pretty far. He's deep behind enemy lines. Oh my goodness, he's made it so far. He's right next to it. And the king dies. To the tower. Now, in this position, you might be thinking, did I kill the king? Did we do it? Did we do this? What happened? You have to think, let's look to where my king is and look for the notifications. And Orange in his, I think his first community game, looks, sees the signifier and is running and says, ah! And that is one heck of a way to get rid of bombard towers. Orange's whole base and all of those towers just melt, meaning that Orange is in a pretty bad spot defensively, but Orange is at least still alive, which is good, I suppose. I mean, Purple's still out here. Purple still has an army, but it is 3 now. And now Purple goes over to Gray when Orange is at a weak point and says, how about we take Orange first? Now, guys, when there's 3 remaining, I understand trusting your ally, but at this point, people are looking for the first place finish. I'm not so certain about keeping your king here in Gray's castle. I think that's giving Gray a little too much power. You need to leave here if you're Orange before Gray turns on you. Salutes in chat, please, to Binary Hood. That was a really good attempt. Honestly, it was well played all around. Yellow did the epic play to chop through. He used the Hussars to distract the Bombard Towers. And then he got really close to the king. It's just that orange also, after seeing yellow was dead, looked back at his base and realized. So, I don't know where his king is going right now. But this is not going to safety. I thought that orange would maybe go back to these castles. Did Gray do this? Did Gray set the rally point there? It is possible. That's Gray's castle, right? Gray could have set the rally point for that castle into the battle and ejected the king, and the king would go there. I think that either... Well, okay. Yellow got the kill. There you go, Yellow. You got the kill. Orange ran directly into your castle fire, and now there's two. I'm still very curious on how that happens. It's going to be a 1v1 now. And actually, I think the 1v1 could go either way. I think that now that purple has lots of halbs, it could be problematic here for Sir Walrus. There's the explosion. Sir Walrus says, "I'm so sorry," and says this to Orange. And Orange says, haha, I was typing, "Where's my king?" Yes, so that confirms that Sir Walrus was the one who sent that king forward. It feels like he feels a little bad about it, too. Because that was his ally, but that was a smart play. That's exactly what you need to do in those situations. And we were just saying that I'm not so sure if it's safe to hide inside an ally's king at this point. Castle, rather. Okay, so we need to check stockpiles. Gray only 500 food, but 11k wood and 5k gold. Purple has the food, but doesn't really have the wood or doesn't really have the gold. Does apparently have 28 gold workers, though, which tells me there's some trade. And it is 7 gold per trip. It is the shortest trade route we've seen today, but it is still a trade route. But Gray is getting 107 gold per trip and still has the full trade route, though obviously that's not really protected anymore. So... I will say this. This game has had some shenanigans with kings. Like with Teal having to go to work and just, you know, taking a trip around. Blue got boomed twice before he then went boom. That cut there from Yellow to get into Orange's base, followed by Orange's king being sent into Narnia. That was pretty awesome. Sir Walrus has been around a long time. Veneer is looking good, though. This might be a long one, guys, because like they both have a decently fortified base. Notice how Treason was just researched by Gray, and Purple immediately relocates the king. Super smart thinking. I do have to say, though, that there's Bombard Towers from Orange around, and if Purple makes a mistake, Purple could lose the king. Gray is still trading, and Gray has the superior trade route. But I'm not sure what Vietnamese make against Halb and Wagon. I think elephants and cav archers is your best bet. Because the cav archers help against the Halbs and the elephants for the wagons. Oof, oof, oof. This is a good fight, actually. For Gray, anyways. Purple a little distracted. And, well, that's a pretty good fight. Good clear up here for Sir Walrus. Looking pretty brutal right now. For that army, anyways. But there's more armies to go around. More to focus on right now. Technogore in chat says, majority of my choices were actually strategic with reasoning behind them, but now I gotta go, so good luck, have fun. Oh, okay. See it. I was expecting Technogore's king to go directly into Snippy's base because Snippy was attacking him. But I might have missed some of the chatter. Playing a community game at 5 a.m. though is next level stuff. That is amazing. Gotta do it, depending where you're from, right? Gotta do it. So Gray's building up more ranges. It's going to be pretty sizable, massive cav archers, which, again, would be great against the Halbs. The wagons, not so much, but I'm beginning to like the mass of these expensive gold units I'm seeing for gray. I also, like, it's amazing how different the... how different the gameplay looks when it becomes a 1v1, right? Purple had the backing of a teammate. Gray had the backing of a teammate. And now it's just themselves. And so I think the pressure ramps up a little bit. They are pretty far distance from one another here, too. So it's going to take time for them to get into that flow of things. But I think... Well, here's a question. If yellow would have tried to stay alive instead of exploding his king like that, do you think yellow and purple could have defended from the attack that was happening, guys? I guess, as I say it, the answer is probably no, right? So it's wild to me that yellow committed suicide. It didn't kill orange, but, you know, it essentially took orange out of the game because of what happened later on. And, oh, we've got a wonder! Well, that's one way to get a big lead in the game, right? If you feel like it's going to be tough for them to kill you, I say before every game, wonder relic victory is possible. Does purple have the resources to respond with a wonder? Doesn't look like it. Purple's really running out of res, guys. And Sir Walrus has the greater trade route, like we said. Seems to have a bit more military right now as well. This might... Unless purple can get all the units together, there's a lot of units spread out that need to be brought in. This might be over. Purple says, maybe it's time to chat now. And says, so how are you doing otherwise? Middle of a battle. A fight to the death. And they're just going to chat it out. Well, wonders do take some time to build. Sir Walrus says, all right with resources, but bad at attacking. Well, if that's your situation, a wonder is the perfect thing for you. It feels like that'd be on the advertisement for a wonder, you know? Do you have lots of resources stockpiled because of your focus on economy? Is your micro just complete crap? Well, we've got news for you. You could just spend 3,000 resources and spend half your day building this building, and you could win the game without even needing to have good micro at all. Sir Walrus has apparently had a great day at work, which is awesome. And hey, he's top 2 in this community game, so that's also awesome. And wow, did he math this out here? He brought almost the perfect number of villagers to complete this wonder. It'll be up in no time. And purple just says, "Welp, this wonder, this WW is going to be a problem, my boy." I don't know what WW is. Did he mean WV? Wonder Victory? No! He does know the Wonder Taunt, though. And 2 Trebs on the way have been spotted by a Cav Archer. And purple needs to get some protection here. And Sir Walrus spotted this and says, nice Trebs. Oh, no. Walrus Wonder. Ah, yes. The great Treb diversion. He says, it's a diversion to send my men into death. That's the diversion? I don't know if that's a diversion. Well. I'm fine. Sorry. Purple almost killed me. Anyways. That was painful. Not the coughing, but the Halbs dying. And there is the Vietnamese wonder. And purple just calls the GG. Because purple says, I really don't want to sit here another 330 years, and I don't know if I could push you. And just taps out. And honestly, oh god, purple, if you could have waited a couple minutes, I could have finished this video in a better way. But excuse me. A funny game. A great game. Well played. Sir Walrus gets the win. I loved how Sir Walrus needed like 15 seconds with his allies king in his castle before he knew what to do. Some people just know, dude. Some people just know. And poor Orange. I mean, Orange probably has to respect that, right? Orange probably looks at that and says, well, it was pretty brilliant. Maybe I would do the same thing in your position. It was a weird game, right? Snippy, attacking one player, that player not really that upset about it, and choosing to then go boom on someone else who, to someone else has barely survived, only to then just, have other kings go off in their base or survive. And also, again, the team setup, like the gray and the orange against yellow and purple, where they're trading in the same path, that is very uncommon. So the fact that that happened as well, not something you see every day. Still was a very good game and very well played. And Sir Walrus apparently feels bad about it. He said, God, I'm a horrible person right now. So look at this, guys. We've got, I read once that you can't have a conscience to win community games. Apparently that's the case. Apparently that's not the case because Gray felt very bad about it. But remember, this is war, right? Yes, friendships are made, but at the end of the day, is it really worth having friends if you don't win? I mean, come on. What is that? Winning is everything. Nice job there from Orange to collect all those resources and then get betrayed by Sir Walrus. That must be a very sad feeling. The great game, though, for Orange, considering it was apparently the first community game. That was fantastic. Vietnamese late game, looking strong there. And, pretty much run out of things to say about this one. I think it was fun. GG.